take a look at what we're doing today. So I am going to talk about basically what we did again yesterday, solving equations, but you have like the inequality instead of the equal sign, okay? We're gonna set up word problems again, just to practice doing that. Once we finish, then you are going to finish watching the notes. So here's the video right here. It is how many minutes long? 8 minutes long. Holy moly, that's not very long at all. Let's see if Miss Peterson, who's teaching this, does all of them. Maybe that's why it's so short. Oh, does she do all of them? Dang, woman. I guess she does do all of them. All right. It only takes her 8 minutes, but it's going to take you less than 8 minutes because we're going to start it together. So we're probably going to do like 3 on the front and then all of them together on the back just because they're word problems. So what you have to do after you finish is you're just going to be watching the video and then fast forwarding through the parts that we already did together. Okay, so it shouldn't take you any more than 8 minutes, but you have homework today. All right, your homework is 5 questions on Schoology. So here it is, 5-question homework. All right, so please make sure that you get that done this weekend. 5 questions on Schoology, multiple choice. Okay, that's all you have to do. I would say, ladies and gentlemen, that whatchamacallit, please check your grades. I know that some of you have been checking your grades because of volleyball and football, but some of you are not in that sport and you have no idea how you're doing in any of your classes. You only have 2 weeks. Guys, you have next week and the week after to bring it up as high as you can. And some of your grades, I'm not saying like you, but just in general, I have some students who have no idea that they have like a 10% in language arts or like a 15% in, you know, I don't know what class, whatever. So I'm saying you need to go look at Skyward. And if there are any zeros in the grade book and you're like, oh, I did that already. Oh, I know I did that. Then you need to email your teachers because your teachers are not going to every single day look at Schoology, look at Edgenuity, look at Skyward, and look back at all the old assignments. They're just moving forward, okay? So if you did something and you want a late grade for it and you want credit for it, you need to email them. And if you don't know how to get onto Skyward or if your parents can't get onto Skyward, then ask me and I can help you figure that out. But you're in 8th grade now. Like when you're in high school, your teachers are going to do the same thing because they expect you to be in charge of your own learning, okay? So look at Skyward. You have 2 weeks to get your grade up as much as possible to as high as you so desire. So please make sure that you're doing that, okay? All right. In-person kids, you guys need your calculator. So go grab your calculator today if you don't have one in front of you. Remember, you have a specific number. If you don't remember the number, then ask me and I'll tell you the number. But you have a specific number for your calculator, always, for the rest of the school year. We're just working with a lot of negatives today, and that's where we just mess up because of the negatives. Okay. Let's do this. So a general rule of thumb that you should hopefully have remembered by now. When you have x's, really just your variables, but when you have a variable or x's on both sides, always move the, which one? Bigger one or smaller one? Thank you, smaller. Always move the smaller x by adding or subtracting. Remember how I say, don't say divide, don't say divide, don't say divide. Because you're always moving the smaller x by adding or subtracting. Now, sometimes you're going to have a brain fart and you're going to accidentally move the bigger one. So remember how I said yesterday, if you move the bigger one, your answer is wrong because your symbol is wrong. So maybe if you accidentally move the bigger one, then here's a rule that you need to know. If you multiply or divide by a negative, so if you multiply or divide by a negative number, please make sure to flip your symbol. Normally, you're keeping your symbol exactly the same. But if you're multiplying or dividing by a negative number, and that only happens if you accidentally move the bigger one, then you have to make sure you flip your symbol. So finish writing that down.
What did that say?
Multiply or divide by a negative, make sure to flip your symbol. Okay, so let's choose 3. You guys choose. So let's number this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one do you want to do first? 6. All right, someone said 6. Let's do number 6 first. Honestly, they're not like One's harder than the other. They're all kind of the same amount of difficulty-ness, if that's even a word. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. We're all doing the last one right now. So if you're online, then we're doing the last one. You might want to write this problem down if you don't have your paper in front of you. The question says negative 2y. Okay, so we have y's, not x's. That's okay. Negative 2y minus 1 equals negative y plus 2. So first thing I do, draw your line. Okay, I have y's on both sides, so we already know the rule is to drop down the smaller one. Well, this one doesn't have a number in front of it. So do you guys remember, if you don't have a number, what's the number you write? Jay? Good job. Like, so this is negative y, so that's actually negative 1y. So I'm going to stick a negative 1 there just so we're clear. If you don't see a number, it's always going to be 1. But since there was a negative here, it's negative 1. Okay, so don't be tricked, don't be tricked, don't be tricked. Which one is smaller, negative 2 or negative 1, Aaron? Yeah, negative 2 is. Okay, so negative 2 is the smaller one. That means I'm dropping down the 2y on both sides, and put your y's underneath your y's. Sorry, the print is so teeny tiny. I probably should have made that bigger. Okay, so look at the symbol before and do the opposite. Taylor, should I add, subtract, multiply, divide the 2y? Add, good, because it's negative. Opposite of negative is a positive. I'm going to add 2y to both sides. Okay, this gets hard because of all the symbols. Does anyone think they can write the new problem down? What does my new problem look like if I just drop things down? Brooke, what do you think? Sorry, what did you say? What was that one? Y, or 1y. Good job. Okay, so she dropped down the negative 1, not a positive 1. My symbol is staying the same. Negative 1 plus 2, this is why I wanted all of you to have a calculator. Okay, the negatives always mess us up. Negative is at the very bottom. Remember, it's negative 1 plus 2. Oh, that's positive 1. So positive 1y, and then you still have the plus 2. Okay, now here's my two numbers I need to move. Larson, should I move the 1 or the 2 first? The one that's not connected to my letter. Yep, so the rule is you always move the one that's not connected to your letter, which is 2. Araceli, should I add or subtract this 2? Okay, so you see a plus 2. What's the opposite of plus? Good, so you have the minus, guys. So remember, always take the symbol before and do the opposite. Opposite of a plus 2 is a minus 2, and you cross that out. Okay, so again, you have so many negatives, and that's what screws us up. So use your calculator. In your calculator, to find this answer, you should be typing negative 1 and then minus 2. Okay, so my answer is not 1. It's not positive 1. It's not negative 2. So guys, what is negative 1 minus 2? Yeah, negative 3. So you have negative 3. You write that first because you're just dropping it down. You use your symbol, you just drop it down, and then 1y is just y. Oh, this one was actually an easier problem because you don't have a dividing at the end. Because you ended up with a 1y, not like a 7y or something. So that's your answer. So I want to be clear, guys, your answer is not negative 3. Whenever we have problems like this, you don't just have one solution. You have so many solutions. All of your answers are any number less than negative 3. So your answer could be negative 5, negative 10, negative a million, as long as it's less than negative 3. So this is how I write the answer. But keep in mind, the first problem on your Schoology homework today, it's going to say, solving inequalities only gives you one solution. False. It gives you so many solutions because you could have any number less than this. All right, so that's one of your homework questions on Schoology today. All right, so we just did number 6. What's the next one you want to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. All right, let's do number 1. So woo, let's go all the way over here. Number 1, the first one. Okay, so draw your line. You have x's on both sides. So Hannah, do I drop the bigger one or the smaller one? Good. Hannah, what's smaller? -2, +3? Yeah, negative is smaller than a positive. And keep in mind, that's a negative. So that's the one I'm dropping down on both sides. Stay organized. Put your X's underneath your X's. Okay, Valeria, how do you think I move this 2x? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Because it's a -2x. Opposite of a negative is a positive or a plus 2x. So I'm adding 2x on both sides. All right, someone other than Brooke, do you think that you can rewrite this problem just by dropping things down? Savannah, go for it.
-4 is less than 4x+6.
Perfect. So all she did was just drop down whatever you see. This is a -4. -4 is -4. Symbol drops down. 3x plus 2x is 5x. And then you have a +6. Okay. I know I need to move the 5 or the 6. Larson, should I drop down the 5 or the 6? Good. The one that's not connected to your x. That's the rule. So drop down the one that's not connected, which is 6. Karina, what do you think? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Exactly, because it's a +6. Opposite of +6 is -6. More negatives. We always mess up with negatives. That's okay. So what is -4 minus 6? Hannah? Yeah, so please use your calculator, guys. It's -10. I think so many of you want to say like -2. No, use your calculator. So guys, the negative button is at the very bottom of your calculator. Okay, it's right next to the decimal. And then so negative is different than minus. So you would be typing in like negative down here, and then minus is over here. Okay, so -10, my symbol, and 5x. All right, Sophia, what do you think I do now? By what number? Good job, because 5 is still on the same side as x. It's 5 times x, so opposite of times is divide. So you divide both sides by 5. So when you type this in your calculator, the -10 is typed first because it's the number on top. Divided by the 5 is typed in second because it's the number on the bottom. Okay, and you get -2. So remember how I said drop everything down? -2 is written first, and then my symbol, and then the x. Okay, you have to drop it down as you see it. So make sure that the x is written second because it was written second here. Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll set up the word problems. Do you want to do 2, 3, 4, or 5? 4. Oh, I heard someone say 4 first. So this is 2, 3, 4. So let's do this one. Boop, just pop it down. Here's my question. 5 minus 2x is greater than 2 minus 5x. So write that on your paper online, kids. Okay, this time I want to solve it wrong. I want to solve it wrong, but show you that I can still get the right answer. Okay, so x is on both sides. I have a -2 and a -5. Which one is smaller? -5 is smaller than -2. But let's pretend that I have a brain fart and I'm like, oh, -2 is smaller. It's not. But let's just pretend so that I can show you, even if you accidentally drop down the bigger one, how you can fix it and still get the right answer. So let's pretend that I thought that -2 was smaller and drop it down. I'm going to purposefully do this wrong so I can show you how to fix it. Okay. So I have a -2x. Jay, do I add, subtract, multiply, or divide the 2x? Yeah, because it's minus. Opposite of minus is plus. I'm going to add 2x on both sides. So does anyone think they can rewrite this for us? What does my new problem look like? Someone other than Brooke. I know Brooke knows. Someone online, if you want to be online and do it. Or anyone in class too. That's fine too. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Taylor, is your hand raised or no? Okay,
5 is greater than 2.
perfect. Okay, so you have a 5. That's a 5. I have my symbol. I have my 2. Okay, -5 plus 2. Oh my gosh, this is actually hard, and she really hit it on the head. All right, so -5 plus 2. I'm proud of you, Taylor. This one was actually really tricky. -5 plus 2 is -3. So do you see how if it's -3, you don't write plus 3x. -3 would be minus 3x because the symbol before tells you if it's positive or negative. Okay, so at this point, I need to drop one of the numbers. Jama, should I drop down the 2 or the 3? Which one, sorry?
2.
Yeah, because it's the one that's not connected to the x. Jama, add, subtract, multiply, divide the 2. Because there's a positive 2, so I'm going to minus 2 on both sides. So left over, 5 minus 2 is 3. I have my symbol. I have a -3x left over. So I know at this point I have to divide by -3, divide by -3. So for my answer, 3 divided by -3 is -1. And then I have the x here. I don't drop the symbol down. I don't copy it down. But you're like, wait, I have always copied just the symbol down. Why? Because remember way over here, you wrote, if you multiply or divide by a negative, make sure to flip your symbol. So what did I do? I divided by a -3. So if I'm dividing by a -3, I have to flip the symbol. So this actually is x is greater than -1. Let me show you, and this is because we solved it wrong, right? We accidentally thought that -2 was smaller than -5. Let me hurry show you, like really, really quick, Speedy Gonzalez. If I were to actually solve this correctly, so do you see how I just solved it correctly by dropping down the actual smaller x, and look at what I got. I got the same answer. X is bigger than -1, x is bigger than -1. So you just have to remember if you accidentally drop down the smaller x that you have to flip it because you're dividing by a negative. You don't need to write that down. But I'm just saying, I'm just showing you, okay? That would have been the right answer. Okay. Let's set up 4 problems. Okay, this is what we did yesterday. So hopefully we have a little bit better of an idea. But let's just set it up. You're not going to solve it. So for those of you who are online, this is the backside of the notes that are posted on Schoology. Okay, so balloon A is 15 centimeters wide and shrinks. Oh, shrinks. That tells you if it's like a plus or a minus deal at a rate of 3 centimeters a day. Balloon B is 14 centimeters wide and shrinks. That tells you if it's a plus or minus at the rate of 12 or 2 centimeters a day. When will A be smaller than B? So it looks like I'm comparing A with B. A we said was yellow. B we said was pink. And it says A is smaller than B. So if A is smaller than B, who is the alligator eating? B, right? If A is smaller than B, that means that B is bigger. Alligator wants to eat the bigger one, so the alligator is eating the B. So you really have to read carefully. It's just a reading thing. All right, let's do the yellow. You have 15 and 3, and it's shrinking, shrinking. Does anyone think they know how to write that? Jama? Okay, so subtract. So what am I subtracting?
15 minus 3x.
Yeah, 15 minus 3x, right? Because you have 15 and then shrinking, which is subtracting 3 a day. Well, how many days? I don't know. That's why it's 3x. Okay, next one. 14 shrinks 2 a day. How do I write that? It's 14, but it shrinks 2 a day. Savannah?
14 minus 2x.
Good. Then you would draw your line, solve it, but we just practiced doing that. So let's just practice for right now, at least, just writing it. Okay, let's do the next one. Bob. Bob has $150 in his savings account and withdraws. If you withdraw money, do you put in or do you take out? Take out. So think about what taking out money means. Like, is that an adding or subtracting thing? Withdraws $40 a month. Andrea has 100 in her savings account, and deposits, do you put in or take out? Put in. So think about if that's adding or subtracting a month. When will Andrea have more than Bob? So Andrea is more than Bob. So it looks like I'm comparing Bob and Andrea. Bob, we said, was in yellow. Andrea, we said, was in pink. And I want Andrea more than Bob. If Andrea is more than Bob, who is the alligator eating? Andrea, right? If Andrea is more than Bob, then the alligator is eating Andrea. Okay, someone that has not spoken yet. $150, withdraws, 40 a month. How do I write that? Larson? Perfect. Okay, it's minus. We've never really had a minus before, but that's okay. Withdraw means to take out money. If I'm taking out money, I'm losing money. If I'm losing money, I'm subtracting money. And it's $40 a month. How many months? I don't know. That's why it's 40x. Okay, let's do Andrea, pink. 100 deposits. Think about what deposits mean. Deposits 50 a month. Someone different. Karina, try.
100 plus 50.
Perfection. 100 deposits. Deposits means to put in. You get more. And then 50 a month. How many months? I don't know. That's why you have the X there. Good job, guys. I'm really proud of you. This is hard stuff. Okay. All right. Let's do the next one. Pizza buffet costs $12.50 a person plus a $1 drink fee. Geno's costs $15 a person with a flat rate of $5. Discount. Oh, discount. Think about what discount means when you eat on Mondays. When will pizza buffet cost more? Pizza buffet costs more. Pizza buffet costs more. So you're comparing pizza buffet with Geno's buffet. Pizza buffet was yellow. Geno's was pink. You want pizza buffet to cost more. Pizza buffet costs more. If pizza buffet costs more, who is the alligator eating? Because pizza buffet costs more. Okay. What do we think here? $12.50 a person and a $1 drink fee. How do I write that? Hannah? Or sorry, not Hannah. Brooke. Yeah. $12.50 a person. How many people? I don't know. That's why it's $12.50x. Okay. And then plus one, because you also have a plus $1 drink fee. Okay, the peak. Yeah.
I don't understand. Is it only at the $1 drink fee for however many people come, or does each person have the drink fee? Isn't that
I don't
weird?
know. That is weird. But it doesn't say per person, so that's why I wouldn't put another
Yeah.
X there too. Yeah. So maybe just you have 50 people, but it just costs $1 for every. I don't know.
That didn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the pink one. $15 a person, a flat rate of a discount. A discount. That one's tricky. Does someone think they know how to do that? Taylor? Perfect. Good job. 15 a person. How many people? I don't know. A discount means you're minusing. You're taking out money. Minus 5. Just a flat rate. It's just 5. Okay. Last one. Then we're done. Okay. Angela earns $50 a day, but loses $2 for every minute she is late for work. Mike earns $40 a day, but earns he earns money. He earns $1 for every minute he is early. When will Mike earn more money than Angela? So Mike earns more. Mike earns more. Mike earns more. So we're comparing Angela and Mike. Angela, we said, was yellow. Mike, we said, was pink. Mike is more. Mike earns more. So who's the alligator eating? Mike, right? Because Mike earns more. He has more. Okay. $50 a day, but loses $2 for every minute. And you don't know how many minutes they're gone. So this one's kind of tricky because you see like a day, every minute. But let me tell you right now, normally you want to do the smaller one. Minutes is smaller than days. So this is where your X would be. Does someone think they know this one? Aaron?
15 minus 2x.
Perfect. 50 a day minus, because you're losing 2 per minute. How many minutes? I don't know. Okay. So like same thing for this one. You have a day and a minute. So it's like you don't know which one X is, but normally the smaller unit. So minutes is smaller than days. So that's where you have your X. All right, someone different. 40 and 1. How do I write that? Jema?
40 plus 1.
Do you see how this one is a plus? Because he is earning, so you're adding. Okay, guys, that is it.